Alrighty, good evening. I hope some of you guys will join in. Otherwise, all I'm doing is I'm going to go over the s'more campaign so you guys have an idea of what it is. And I don't think I had one of the papers here. Well, anyway, here's one of the scratchers. So, Lane Bryant, you are going to be getting your information tomorrow when I take it to you. And there'll be a scratcher in there for you. You're only getting one. Or no, I think I have two for you. So you're getting two. And if you buy 5 boxes of cookies, any cookies, you get a scratcher. But if you buy 5 boxes of s'mores, hence the s'more fun campaign, you get 2 scratchers. So I'll make sure that you have 2 scratchers in there. And I know Main and Ninth you haven't picked up yet either, but your stuff is here. So my biggest question, or making sure that you guys were understanding, is I know yesterday was the last day that you could turn in your cookies that you wanted to no longer be financially responsible for. So now we have cookies that we took in. They're divided it between the 7 booths that we have out. And we did order, so we had enough for the booths today. We took in more cookies, so now we have Thin Mints and Caramel Delights and Lemonades and the peanut butter sandwiches. But I'm not giving out a whole lot of cookies at each booth. Some of the booths only have a case per kind, and Lane Bryant only has 6 per kind. The reasoning is we don't want to end up with a whole bunch of cookies. If we right now are sitting at around $2,000 that the troop is made. But if we owe $1,000 worth of cookies at the end, then they take that money and we don't get that money. We pay for $1,000 worth of cookies, and then we have $1,000 worth of cookies as a troop. And I don't know about you, but I don't want $1,000 worth of cookies, and we can't sell them at booths. So then I guess you could sell them individually to people you know, but it just would be nice to be able to sell out. So my thought was, and what I was presented with from some of the people from the Girl Scout Council, is that we don't want to not have every single flavor at the booth, only because some customers may think that the Girl Scouts as a whole is out of, say, shortbread or Thin Mints if we don't have any. To alleviate that problem, we can say Troop 1331 is sold out of Thin Mints and Thanks a Lots. Help us to meet our goal of selling out all the cookies in our troop. These are the ones we have left. Something like that, just so the customer knows Girl Scouts as a whole isn't out of cookies, just our troop, and our goal is to try and sell out of our cookies. I haven't found anywhere that there's a regulation stating we have to have every single flavor. The other reasoning they gave is we would lose out on a sale. I don't know about you, but at this point I'm not so concerned about losing out on a sale as to taking in a bunch of cookies and then having to worry about trying to sell them. So that's where I'm sitting with the cookies, just to make sure that everybody is on the same page. Yes, you might have turned in your cookies and you no longer have personal cookies in your possession, but the troop as a whole is responsible for paying off whatever cookies we have left. And I don't know if you can see, right there we have lemonade, 2 caramel delights, peanut butter patty, and mint. That's all we have left as far as cookies that are not accounted for going to a booth. Now all the cookies, like I said, all the rest of the cookies are going to a booth, and those cookies, whatever comes back, are what we will have on hand to be able to dole out to us if we need to make sales that we don't have any cookies and we need to sell to somebody. Or for the next 2 weeks, we have 6 more booths, 3 next week and 3 the last week. So if we sell all our cookies, then we don't need to do any more booths. But if there are girls out there that want to do booths and don't want to miss out on gaining sales by doing the booths, then we can definitely add on a few boxes of cookies if that's what we want to do, if that's what that girl wants to do. The troop only will be covering those cookies, though. Nobody will check out cookies anymore from the troop. The troop is financially responsible for it. So if there are girls that want to still do booths, I do need to make sure that I can supply cookies to them And if that means that we have to get a case of each one and supply it, then that's what we'll do. I only see one person on and I don't know who they are. So if you have any questions, you could type it in and I can help answer any of those questions. Otherwise, the other thing that's kind of caused some confusion is the patrols in the troop. We have 3 patrols. We have one brownie patrol led up by Tracy and Raylina. Neither Tracy nor Raylina have a brownie. I did that specifically so none of the parents, none of the moms or dads, because dads can also volunteer, are with their child. The reason is so that that child can be more outgoing and try to do more. Hi Tracy, glad that you're watching. So did you want to get brought into camera? I could do that. Here, I'll offer you, bring them on camera. They'll receive an invite. There you go. I'm here, I see you. You'll be added into the video. That's fine. Otherwise, you have to type in order for me to know what you're saying. So what I was saying was the patrol thing, and okay, you don't want to be on the video, no worries. But if you have any questions, just go ahead and type it. I mentioned how you and Raylina are the brownie patrol leaders, and okay, no thanks. And we have Heather and Annabelle doing the daisies, the youngest daisies. And then we have Alexandria and Cassandra doing the older daisies. The reasoning for that is so we can have adequate coverage of volunteers and make sure that everybody gets a chance to volunteer, but they get a chance to volunteer not with their Girl Scouts, so that that Girl Scout gets a chance to blossom and all the volunteers get a chance to help. I personally, I think after I talked a little bit to Tracy and a little bit to the other ladies, I think I did too, I am going to be still continuing to make up lesson plans for what we're going to be doing at each meeting, so as to make sure that we cover all the journey points and the badge points so we are able to qualify to get those badges. So there are no lesson plans that any of the volunteers need to make up. I will have them presented and I will have them 24 hours in advance. So if there is a volunteer that wants to be creative and bring something else in or bring in a game or something like that, you are more than welcome to do that and add to the lesson plan or scrap it all together. As long as you hit the points that are on the lesson plan, you can do whatever you want. I'm just making sure that we have something so that if your child misses the meeting, I'm glad you need that help, Tracy, so that if your child misses the meeting, there'll be a PDF file already on the Facebook page so that you could grab it and your kid can do it. Your daughter, your Girl Scout could do it, and then they can make up that badge work so they don't miss any badges. The other thing was that some of the girls have started later than the others, and I still have the first aid one from January, and I still have the service dog one from February. There are badges that they can make up so that they won't be lacking from the badges that they missed since they weren't in the troop from the very beginning of January. If you want to do that, see me. I have all of that work as well on hand. I want to make sure that any of the girls that missed anything can always make it up. That's never a problem. And I also want to make sure that everybody understands the patrol thing. I wasn't trying to make it difficult. I just wanted to make sure we had adequate coverage. So my role will be to make sure lesson plans are created. I will be available to talk to, ask questions, give dues, turn in cookie money. After cookie sales, I will still be there to make sure that everything runs smoothly, aid the leaders in whatever they need as they lead the patrols, and then I will do any transitions that are needed. The goal is to get the brownies to the spot where they can help lead those daisies, because the whole point of it is building leadership. And as we have those brownies, we definitely want to utilize those brownies to be able to become leaders in the troop. And so that's the goal of having that way. And if we have any of the other leaders, like I said, that want to be able to add in and do their own thing, don't ever feel like you can't. As far as doing an opening, I had thought maybe each of the leaders might want to have their own openings, but if you would like me to prepare that for you guys, I have no problem preparing openings as well. It's really necessary that somebody is there 5 to 10 minutes prior to the meeting to make sure that we can receive kids. If you're not, that's fine. Whatever parent brings in kids for your patrol and you're not there, they're going to sit with their kid with all those kids that start coming until the patrol leader's there, because I want to make sure that everybody's covered. And it's not, they're not teaching anything, they're just being bodies to manage little bodies, so there's no need for Girl Scout membership for that, and they're not staying for the whole meeting, so that's why that works. We will have tag along insurance for the leaders that have children. Annabelle, she said she wouldn't need it. Alexandria, Ashley for her baby. So we'll make sure that we have adequate coverage for that. If there's anything you can think of, Tracy, you're the only one else on, but I can't think of any other questions anybody else had other than yeah, we just want to make sure that we utilize those and utilize that. So if you guys have any other questions, I think what I'll do after booths tomorrow, I'll come on and I will give you also a video of all of the stats on everything, because that tends to be a confusing thing as well. So then I can explain what's going on with that. And if you want to text a question that we can do on a live stream so you can get your answer, I guess that'll work too. But if not, then I'm going to log out, and I hope that you guys have a great night, and I hope booth sales go well. Thanks, Tracy, for coming on, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.